Good morning, Linus. The financial piece of it aside, what do you need to hear from Kevin Adams or see from this organization to make you commit to being a Sabre beyond this season and to stay?
Um, Completely honest with you, Lance. Right now, that is not of my concern as of now. For me, it's been been like that for the whole season. That I'm just taking another foot in front of the other and just trying to pound away day after day after day. Right now, I'm looking forward to go home, meet up with my family, enjoy my time with them. And then after that, we'll sit down, me, my agent, and the team around it, and start discussing on what uh, we want to do with the future.
Linus, with the injuries, there's people get hurt. There's nothing you can do. Unfortunately, you had a lot of them this season that you had to deal with. I know you as a team have a very good sports science department. Is there anything that you talk to them about that maybe you can do in the off season that could help you maybe reduce some injuries?
Um, yeah, I mean, there's certain things that you can control, and there's other things that you can control. For me, I've always felt that I've done the right things off the ice to prepare myself for what to expect of me on the ice. Um, and there's a lot of circumstances surrounding it that might have increased the chance of me getting injured. Um, we can't know for sure what caused it, and then some seasons you are how should I say it? It's a more likelihood that you're getting injured. But for me, coming into this season, I prepared myself for over 10 months with off ice work. So I came in with probably the best shape of my life. So I know it's not because I was out of shape as it could be other times. So going forward, I'm just gonna, evaluate what happened, what muscles that I actually did injure, take care of them, and then trying to be more and more consistent with the work I put in the off season, and then also during the season.
Linus, I know the organization obviously has a decision to make with head coach, whether to make, Donnie the full-time guy or to bring in someone else from outside. I know you said contract negotiations are kind of down the line for you, but how the Sabres, how they approach that head coach position, how much of an impact do you think that would make on you and your decision whether to re-sign here or to go elsewhere?
That's a tough question. I've enjoyed my time here. It hasn't really mattered which coach I've had. They've all brought good things into my life and my game. Obviously, it wasn't meant to be really these last couple ones, but I thought that Donnie did a great job of being very consistent of what he expected out of us, and looking forward to seeing what's in store for the franchise. I got drafted 2012, so it's been a lot of years since, and obviously it's been my only NHL team, so I only wish the best for this organization. And if I'm a part of it, it's great. I can be more happy than that. And but I don't think it's gonna end up being on the tipping scale for me when it comes to making my decision for the summer.
Venus, what was Don's maybe biggest impact on the group from your perspective? Just how did he kind of get through to the guys?
Well, Donnie is a very passionate guy when it comes to his leadership and his way of seeing things. And I think it was we always had a good conversation. And like I said, he was very consistent and very clear about what he wanted us to do. And that kind of helps me as a goaltender to know, okay, this is what to expect out of our team and what we're supposed to do out there. So there was no real like second questions when it comes to how we play defense or play offense or whatever like that. I just kind of had to focus on stopping the puck and not worrying about the third or fourth or the fifth guy out there for the opponents.
I've got two for you, Linus. First of all, when you do reflect on these past 2 years, what areas of your game did you improve to establish yourself as a number one goalie in this league?
I've had this question before, and Lance, there's no good question or good answer to it, because I think it's about grabbing a hold of that chance when you get it is one of the things. Another thing is that I'm just become better at every aspect. You know, I've gotten leaner, stronger, better mentally. Kind of shows with this season that with everything that happened. And also I played more games. So there comes the, how should I say it, my routines when it comes into playing games, and also the experience I've had now playing more and more games, because to be honest with you, as a goaltender, the more you play, the better you're probably going to be, because you've seen all of these situations develop, that you get a better read and understanding of what's going to happen next.
And my second question is, how were you able to perform at a high level when, I mean, you were grieving the loss of your father and you were very far away from your family for a long time at this point?
So regarding all of that, first of all, I want to say I'm very thankful for the whole organization, all the way up from Kevin down to the team around the team. They, first of all, they let me be me through it all. They always show their support. So I can't thank them enough for that. But also that I've talked to different persons that I feel the closest to. Obviously, not just my wife back home or my mom or whatever. If I didn't talk to people and really make them understand how I felt during the day, that would have probably led to my doom and to my downfall. And that's something I've realized and understood as of lately, these last 2 years or whatever, that about me, myself, how important it is to not keep those feelings and thoughts to myself. And I've had good conversations during the season with Mike Bells about it. And I was always completely honest with him and telling him that for an example, he would ask me how I felt. I would say I'm shit. Excuse my language. That's just how it is. Some days was an absolute misery. But if I didn't have the courage to say that, he wouldn't been able to know, and we wouldn't been able to deal with it. So that was the best part about this season, that I really understood how much everybody cared about me and all of a sudden everybody around it. So once again, just want to say thank you to everybody in the organization.
Hi, Linus. What you just said talks about, speaks to your mental strength. When you played this year, and it started maybe even last year, did you have the feeling now that you were no longer hoping to have a good game or hoping to be a good goalie, and now you are, and you feel completely different in your shoes than you have earlier in your career?
I think that came from me being a father. Before we had Harry, there were some sort of doubts to my mind. I always knew that I was a good goaltender, but was always like, am I good enough? But when he came around and there's another thing and another perspective to life than just hockey. You stop questioning yourself because you realize that hockey is not everything. You know, your family is everything, and that just makes you relax. If you have a bad game, so be it. Like, he's not gonna be grumpy at me if I let him 5 goals or whatever. Like, he's just gonna see me as daddy whenever I come inside the door. And that really helped me develop my mental game and just relax when it comes to whatever happens on the ice, and just make me enjoy it more, I should say.
I'm good, Don. Go to John.
Go ahead, John.
Thank you.
Hey, Linus, you mentioned the word courage, having the courage to talk and the courage to say how you were feeling. And I think that's the right word, courage. Where did that courage come from that made you want to talk about it?
Well, first of all, I didn't have the outlets that I usually have with my family not being around here. And during my years as a professional, I've gone through a lot of things that has, how should I say it, helped me understand me and myself in a better way. And, you know, I could have just kept it to myself and, you know, say everything is fine. But when you have people around you that sincerely feel about you and care about you, you know, you can be honest and open with them. And that was the biggest reason that I was as open as I was, is that I felt very safe. And it didn't take a lot of courage for me, honestly, to talk to them about it. And that's also goes to show how much everybody cared. And once again, you know, the people in this organization is just great, you know.
Thank you, Linus.
Thank you.